course. So when we think about wellness, you know, it first emerged, I would say about 30 years ago, do you think, Lee? 30? Which was at that time very much an introduction to spirituality, and it gave us a better understanding of our relationship to our bodies. That's why we always called it body and soul. And at that time, we started to embrace yoga and vegetarianism and crystals, and we shopped at brands such as The Body Shop in the 1980s. By the new millennium, of this millennium, the design industry was already working on the elevation of basics, from soap in the shape of stones and pebbles to herbal tea leaves that were packaged in beautiful muslin sachets. So we borrowed much of this knowledge from distant cultures, from Buddhism and places like Bali to the hammams of the Middle East and also North Africa. And this included the development of new textures for toweling and robes such as the Turkish robe that I'm wearing today.
Very good in this environment.
Yes, in this tiled and ornamented Ornamenta environment. So today, of course, indigenous knowledge and the Paleo era offer us an even deeper world in which to discover wisdom and health with respect for our past, present, and future, since time itself is, of course, our most precious resource. Other elements were also elevated over the years, such as our appreciation for other minerals and salt. So we turned to spending our time in salt caves to combat muscle congestion and to support better breathing. And we also used charcoal to purify our water and even our fruits. We, of course, did lots of jogging. We did slow sports. We had massage. I had lots and lots of massages myself. And now we have a company called Ascape, which is the first robot performing massage, which uses AI to memorize exactly how you'd like to have your massage. I'm going to try it in New York this September. Also recently, light sources have become an important element with UV ray showers, and we have tested out the sonic waves of sound baths, which are very much in fashion, and also the grounding experience of forest bathing. During the pandemic, of course, things shifted, and wellness concerned itself with combating loneliness and personal escape at that time when we were unable to connect physically with other people, including touch and sensuality. So today, wellness encompasses our diet, of course, but it's increasingly plant-based, as well as mental health and stress relief. And these things can be rethought to include the wellness of other sentient beings, including our children, our pets, our plants, and of course, the survival of the planet Earth. But perhaps what is most needed from wellness today is hope, and that is why we founded the Hope Forum. Hope for our loved ones who are going through hard times, hope for politics to swing back to the right side of sanity, hope for war and genocides to end, and for hostages to return safely home, hope for a future where climate change can be stabilized, and where we will finally reduce our footprint on the planet, not increase it. So what we're talking about is hope for another day, hope for tomorrow. And so we'd like to start today's forum with a video footage of a new public sculpture conceived here in Ornamenta, in the town of Pforzheim, which is nearby. It's a town whose name means the river crossing, and it's in an area which is very well known for the amazing powers of its pure waters. And we'll be talking a lot about that today. On the Enns River, Studio Brynja and Veronica from Iceland have created a very special piece of public sculpture that involves several elements. At the right time, with the right natural sunlight, so usually in the morning, the sculpture of a hooded elf, which is called Haug, emits a mist, and this creates a temporary rainbow over the water. So the mystical creature is made out of bronze with high-tech sensors in its head. And so it's a merging between craft and technology, and it's the outcome of 3 years of development by the two designers. So let's take a minute to look at what happens when we stop at the right time of day to contemplate the magical power of hope, and to look at the rainbow, which in Icelandic culture is the bridging between the spiritual realm or the magical realm and the celestial realm. So it's of course perfect for our time today. So enjoy this 1 minute moment of calm.
Hello, everybody. My name is Edelkoort. I'm partner with Philip in the whole endeavor. And we are so happy to be here in a biennale called Ornamenta, which is the celebration of this region, which is very much into ornamentation, jewelry, watchmaking, sundial making, and all this because the earth is full of gold in the middle of this Black Forest, very dense, very magic forest, which has a lot of magic stories. This is why all the industries in this region have been, I think, narrating these stories in ornamentation. We are in this beautiful spa building, which was rebuilt in the beginning of this century, but originally it was already made in 1545. So it's good to acknowledge that well-being actually is so incredibly old. It really started in the Middle Ages, and there is some data that in some areas of the world even was there in prehistoric times. So man always has been using water, sunlight, nature, natural sources to take care of their mental and physical health. And today we're going to go into this for the future with very knowledgeable people from this region who are working in the domain. This session was curated by the curators of the Ornamenta Biennale, Catharina Waal, Julius van der Langerberg, and our great friend Willem Schijn, who is going to narrate today's participation of the different speakers. He's going to tell us more about the details. He is, as we are sitting in one of the bathtubs, we are sitting in empty bathtubs because there is a building going on. And in this gorgeous surrounding, Willem, can you start your amazing program?